What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Prediction Center here at Three-Sided Box. We are doing, and by we I mean me, Champions League round of 16. I am joined by absolutely nobody today because Montreal has just been hit with a crazy snowstorm and the roads are terrible. No one can make it. This video had to be shot. We filmed it a little too late. Kept delaying, blah blah blah. Life sucks sometimes, so yeah, I'm doing this solo, but I have Adamo and Franco's picks here with me. Let's jump into some matchups. Match day number 1, Valentine's Day special. We got PSG versus Barcelona. Kick it off with Adamo's pick. He's got Barca winning that matchup. Interesting pick, but a fair pick nonetheless. We got next Franco's pick, Barcelona. Again, another interesting pick, and I'm going to complete the trifecta and pick Barcelona as well. Biggest reason being PSG, although they are still very dominant, especially in the French league, obviously, they have not been as dominant this year as in others. Still dominant nonetheless, but you know, a little bit earlier in the year they didn't have the lead that they had in the French league as they have had in other years prior. Cavani's coming into his own, doing pretty well. You know, Di Maria, very good signing for them from Manchester a couple years back, but still, at least in my opinion, not up to par to what he was at Real Madrid. But I mean, when you're not playing with Ronaldo, I mean, you're gonna end up looking worse than you were because that guy makes everybody better around him. So yeah, all three of us are picking Barcelona to come out of this one. I'm going to pick an aggregate score of 5-2 Barca. The rest didn't send me one, but I'm going to give mine for that. So yeah, so Barcelona for all of us, 5-2 aggregate score for me for Barcelona. Move on to our next matchup. Next up for match day 1, another Valentine's Day special. We got Benfica heading in to face Borussia Dortmund. Another interesting matchup. Let's kick it off with Franco. He's got Borussia Dortmund coming out of it. Pretty obvious pick from him. And Adamo has obviously Dortmund, another obvious pick. He loves German football or soccer, wherever you're from. I have my Mitroglou bias, and he obviously plays for Benfica, and you know, I love him to death. But I mean, to be honest, Dortmund is the stronger team here with Aubameyang, Royce, Götze, Schürrle. The Bayern in your league, it's hard to you know, win the league. But you know, they're playing Benfica, not the strongest team. I'm gonna predict a 4-2 aggregate for Dortmund, with Mitroglou scoring one of those goals for Benfica. I got you, boy, growing your beard out. Probably gonna shave it soon once the weather gets a little bit warmer. But yeah, all right. So trifecta again. We all agree Dortmund's taking this one. I got a 4-2 aggregate score for Dortmund to come out and move on to the next round. So let's move on to our next matchups Wednesday. Alrighty, next up we have another interesting matchup. Wednesday, February 15th. Real Madrid versus Napoli. The defending champs, Real Madrid. I guess I'll throw it off on my pick. I'm picking Real Madrid to win this one in easy fashion with a 5-1 aggregate score. Napoli's a good team, but this is not Serie A. This is you know, arguably the best team in the world. Them, Barcelona, you know, a lot of money coming into those teams, a lot of money coming out to spend on good players, and when you got Ronaldo, it's hard to pick against them. So Real Madrid for me. Adamo is going to pick Real Madrid as well. Easy pick. And Franco is also going to pick Real Madrid. So we all got that. We're all Madridstas on this one. Excuse me if I butchered it. I like Madrid. I've always liked Madrid. They have if I had to pick a Spanish team, it would be Madrid. Love Victor Casillas, love Ronaldo. I know Casillas doesn't play there anymore. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick. Is that 5-1, right? Yeah, 5-1. If I didn't, I'll edit it and fix that, because I can't. Alright, so we're all picking Real Madrid, another trifecta, another unanimous decision, if you will. Move on to our next matchup. Alright, so for our second matchup of Wednesday, February 15, match day 2, the last matchup of week 1 of the Champions League 2017 edition, Bayern Munich versus Arsenal. Now, if anyone is a big English soccer fan, you don't really have to be. If you like making fun of Arsenal, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I do like to do that. There's a YouTube channel called Arsenal Fan TV, I think it's called. Anyways, good, decent channel. The host of the channel it seems like a pretty level-headed guy, but a lot of guys that this guy interviews, I'll tell you something, fam. If you ain't seen how Arsenal is, blah, you won't understand what I'm trying to say, blah. Alright, you understand what I'm saying, blah? You understand, fam? If you guys understood what I'm trying to say there, then good on you. If not, go search it up and search up Chelsea Arsenal, the interview after Chelsea beat them 3-1 about a week ago or so. Anyways, Arsenal not doing so well in the domestically lately, stumbling a little bit, and Bayern obviously the kings of Germany. So let's kick it off with Adamo's pick. He's picking Bayern Munich to win this one. Obvious pick from him, and I believe Franco has also picked Bayern Munich to come out on top of this one. I will also pick Bayern Munich to come out in a 4-1 aggregate score. Yeah, I think Bayern's going to walk out of this one easily. Chelsea dominated Arsenal about a week ago. They're a good team, Arsenal. They're a good team. They got a lot of good players. Ozil tends to not show up in big moments, but maybe because he's playing a German team, who knows. Sanchez, great players, playing with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. They got some solid players there. Wenger, I personally think he needs to go. I think it's time to switch things up there, but you shouldn't count them out, is what I'm trying to say. They're a good team, and anything could happen, but Bayern, I think they got this one. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on to match day 3, week 2, next. Alright, Tuesday, February 21st, week 2, match day 3. We got Bayer Leverkusen going up against Atletico Madrid. Interesting matchup. The number 3 German team for most cases versus the number 3 Spanish team in most cases. So let's see who we got. Adamo is going to pick Atletico Madrid to win that one. Nice. Franco as well will pick Atletico Madrid. I know he has a bit of a soft spot for them. Kind of that blue collar, hard-working team, very well coached by Simeone. I was hoping he would come to Chelsea last year, but I'm very happy with Conte. Good hiring for Chelsea. But my pick, I'm going to pick Atletico to win this one as well. Another unanimous decision with a 3-1 aggregate score. Bayer Leverkusen, good team. I don't know how they're doing domestically this year, but Atletico is a very strong team. They always tend to beat the better teams in Europe. They give Barca and Real Madrid, for the most part, a good run for their money. They got good players. Griezmann, Koke, Torres had a great goal the other day. It's all around great defensive structure. Simeone's really coached that team very well. Blue collar, hard-working team. Doesn't have the most cash, especially in Spain, but yet always tends to be competitive and sometimes beat the top teams, as I stated before. So I think Atletico should come out on top of this one. 3-1 my aggregate score, and another unanimous decision between the 3 of us here, wherever they are. So, but don't count out Bayern. They're a good team as well. Leverkusen has a lot of good players there. Chicharito, I think he's still there. Good player. Anything could happen, but we all got Atletico this time. So we'll see what happens in the next matchup of match day 3. Next up, we have a very interesting matchup. The battle of extremely rich teams. Every team is basically that, but in a funny way. I'm talking about Man City versus Monaco. Yeah, very interesting matchup. I'll throw it off with my pick. I'm going to pick Man City to win this one. They've stumbled a bit lately in England. They beat Bournemouth, however you pronounce it, 2-0 or 2-1, I believe, the other day. Decent game by them, but they're a good team. Pep Guardiola, in my opinion, extremely overrated coach. This guy only inherits good, rich teams. You know, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, now Man City, and they're not doing as good as people thought he would be. The people expect them to win the whole thing, and you know, I know they're second, but Chelsea's got a pretty strong lead on them, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Monaco, Falcao seems to be reborn all of a sudden, having a pretty good year. I'm not sure where they are domestically in the table. They're probably top 3, top 4. Maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't follow the French league, but interesting matchup. I'm gonna pick Man City to win. 2-1 aggregate. 2-1 aggregate. Falcao had a lot of trouble scoring in the Premier League. He's playing a Premier League team. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's scoring goals in Ligue 1, which is not the strongest league. So some might say it's a better defensive league than the Premier League. I don't necessarily deny it, but the talent overall is obviously better in the Premier League. So 2-1 aggregate score, Man City for me. Adamo's got Monaco coming out of that one. Interesting pick. And so does Franco. Wow. First non-unanimous decision. Alright, well, Franco's last name is Monaco, so maybe that's why he has a little bias. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, so they got that. I'm taking Man City. I don't know. It's just, look, the whole thing with Joe Hart and replacing him with Claudio Bravo, clearly a huge mistake, but I don't know. Monaco doesn't seem like that team that's gonna beat Man City. Man City's is kind of next level in my opinion. They're kind of a little tier above. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna stick with my guns. Pick Man City. 2-1 aggregate score. The other guys got Monaco. Let's move on to match day 4. All right, match day 4, Wednesday, February 22nd. First up, Porto versus Juventus, I should say. Porto versus Juventus. Battle of 2 legendary goalies, Iker Casillas versus Buffon. We really have to pick Juve, obviously for Franco. That one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Juve, and I'm going to pick Juve too. I'm going to pick them 4-1 aggregate. Juventus a lot stronger overall. Porto's got a pretty solid team, but other than a couple players, can't really name me much on them. So Juventus, the kings of Italy right now. They've been the kings for, you know, about 5 years now, give or take 4 or 5 years. Bigger club, more money, you're able to buy better players overall. So Juventus for all 3 of us, unanimous decision. 3-1 aggregate, 4-1, whatever I said. I love Iker, but unfortunately, he ain't winning the Champions League with Porto. Next match. Alright, so for the last matchup of the round of 16, we got Sevilla versus Leicester City. Now this is an interesting one, and I don't have these 2 idiots here to prevent me from bad-mouthing Leicester a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it toned down, mostly because I feel bad. But start off with their picks: Adamo, Sevilla; Franco, Sevilla. I'm also going to pick Sevilla. Unanimous decision. Leicester, at the time of filming this video, 1 point out of a relegation spot. They are currently sitting, let's see, 17th, alright, in the Premier League right now. 1 spot above relegation. They're the current Premier League champions. I predicted, if you go back to our first Champions League video, I hope I said it, but I definitely said it off camera, they will not finish in the top 10 in England. I'm praying, and I don't believe in God, and I'm praying they get relegated, because they're so bad, it doesn't even make sense. And I knew it. And yes, the selling of N'Golo Kante to Chelsea, huge mistake defensively. They're not the same even remotely without them. But Vardy and Mahrez have completely disappeared off the face of the earth. Now they paid a lot of money to get these guys. I don't know how they're gonna pay them, especially if they go to the championship. I don't know what's gonna happen. Not to get them, to keep them is what I should say. Should have sold them when they were hot. Vardy, I kind of understand why he stayed. They gave him a chance when no one else would. But Mahrez, I would have sold that guy like that. He would have made a ton of cash, and he probably still would be doing just as shit anywhere else. Kante proved when he played for France, the Euro, that he's not a one-hit wonder. Vardy, yeah, he did score a couple of goals for England. Didn't really have a huge impact. And Mahrez, I mean, he played for Algeria. didn't really have a big impact at AFCON. So don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But look, Sevilla, I'm going to predict them to win this one 4-0 in aggregate. 3-1 victory and a 1-0 or 2-0, 2-0, or nil, I should say, for football and soccer folks. So Leicester, I feel bad for Ranieri. I'm not his biggest fan, especially what happened with the Greek international team. Last year kind of pissed me off that they won, but I was hoping that they would do well and I would be proven wrong for the sheer fact that I like parity. I like different teams coming up and rising up and winning championships. I think it's great for all sports, and I say this with any sport, especially with American football. I know a lot of people will probably tune out at this point, whoever doesn't care, but the Seahawks, when they won the Super Bowl, they came out of nowhere, and I said, okay, if they could do it again, or at least go far again in the playoffs, they have my respect. They went the next year, went to the Super Bowl, and they lost to the Patriots, but they had my respect. The year after, Carolina Panthers came out of nowhere, went 15-1, went to the Super Bowl, and I said, hey, they can do it again, they have my respect. And guess what? They didn't do it. They didn't make the playoffs. They sucked, and they proved my point, and Leicester's proving my point right now. It feels good to be proven right, but at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, I kind of hope they would have done at least well enough to be in the top 10, so you can say, at least they're competitive. But truth be told, they were promoted 2 years ago from the Championship into the Premier League. They won it in their second year, and now they're probably going to go back into the Championship. And I feel bad. I don't think it's Ranieri's fault. I think last year was just a complete fluke. Complete and utter fluke, and this year they're just, I don't know if they're riding hot and they think they're big shit like the way Chelsea was last year. The difference between Chelsea and Leicester is that Chelsea has proven winners and stars, where Leicester kind of made their own, and then now they've kind of disappeared. But anyways, if Leicester can move on and keep going to the Champions League, then Ranieri's job might be safe for a little bit longer. But I think if they get eliminated from Champions League and they continue to slide down, another 1 or 2 losses in the Premier League and an elimination from Champions League, I think he's going to get sacked. Poor guy, but it's not his fault again. I hope he doesn't lose his job from humanity's sake and a fan of the game's sake, but I don't see Leicester beating the Europa champions. So that's been it, guys. That's been Prediction Center Champions League Edition 2016-2017. Hopefully my boys will be back with us next time. I'm sure they will. Weather will pass and we'll figure something out. We'll film it a lot earlier this time. We won't procrastinate. We got hit a bit hard with school too, but my break's coming up soon. My March break or reading week, whatever bullshit you call it. So a lot of videos are gonna start coming out the next couple of weeks, and my Power Ranger series will continue. Whoever's actually interested in that, my gaming video, because I haven't released one in about a week and a half or so because of school. But it's coming back. I'm gonna finish the series soon, and we're gonna move on to other bigger and better things. So stay tuned for that, guys. Please like the video if you liked it. Hopefully you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below with your picks, because we love to hear what you guys think. Again, don't discriminate because we're Canadian and we're American. We don't know shit. We love soccer. I played ever since I was literally 5 years old. I guess I'm not as deep into it as I am maybe other sports, but I still have a huge place for it in my heart. And these other two guys who are not here with me are diehard AC Milan fans, and Chelsea. Franco's a huge Chelsea fan as well, like me. So don't hate on us too much. We know our stuff, even though it doesn't sound like we do, especially me. So yeah, comment your picks down below. Share the videos with your friend if you can. We'd really appreciate it. And again, please subscribe. So we'll see you all hopefully in a couple of weeks for some more Champions League predictions in the next round, and some NHL predictions soon, whoever's interested in some hockey. So we'll see you then, guys. Take care. See you next time.